really great to see this kind of documentary get this treatment at premiere at Alamo Drafthouse, having the community come out, because this is such an important issue, and it's so important to bring awareness and bring a presence, and I think this premiere really does that.
I think this is the community at work. Like, this is what it's about. It's about community members, like, taking control of the narrative.
For a lot of us, the story of environmental racism in Hillcrest is not something that we're unfamiliar with, but to be able to have it all presented so clear, so concise, and in such a beautiful way is really just such a really great feeling. It took a lot of people to be here. It was, not the efforts of any one person, and so, I think it's just been a really, really beautiful community effort, and to get to see it flourish today has been awesome.
I think it has been really a treat to see the way that we have been able to find these voices that have always been present, but haven't been able to be amplified.
People are just more aware of what's going on in the community, what's going on in the environment, how each role is very specific and plays a major part in what happens in the future. So I hope it just spreads awareness, opens people's eyes, and just gets people paying attention a little bit more.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corpus Christi, how y'all doing out there tonight? Corpus Christi has been my hometown since the very beginning, and I love this place.
So to be able to have Carlos and the team at Produce do this, and for us to be able to put our trust in them, to tell the stories of the people we love and fight alongside, means the entire world to me. So I'm just very proud and privileged to see all of your faces here today, and full of gratitude.
I also want to thank everyone that we interviewed. These people have been fighting a gruesome battle for a long time, long before I became sort of involved with this project. One of the things that I always tell my students, my art students, is, great art doesn't answer questions. Great art asks questions. I hope that what I did was I asked the right questions. And that's all that we can really do as an artist. That's all that I can do, and hopefully I lived up to that standard.
So at this time, I'd like to bring up, if you were interviewed for this movie, I'd like to bring you up to the front right now if we can talk to you for a little bit. What was it like seeing yourself on the big screen tonight?
That was awesome.
Mr. Taylor, what do you see as your hope from a film like this? What do you think's next? What does this do for you with this message?
I'm praying that it goes beyond Corpus Christi, Nueces County, the state of Texas, and the United States, and also the world. So if it happens to our community, it can happen all over the world. So we need to stop it here.
What did you want to see? What didn't you see? What were you surprised to see?
What really broke my heart is the fact of talking about like the fruit and the food that used to be grown in the neighborhood there, and then hearing your story really broke my heart as well. So it's something that I didn't know. I didn't know that land was rich with growth like that, and we're hoping that we could, do more work to try to rejuvenate that land again.
What did you think about what you had to contribute? Did you have anything more to say, more to add right now?
Having the opportunity to work with Hillcrest and all these other wonderful organizations, we're essentially working together to prevent the erasure of our African American community and their history of Hillcrest and Washington Coles, and that rich history that is part of Corpus, is part of the fabric of the culture of this city. And essentially, that is what happened to the Karankawa people. And so our group, the Indigenous people of the Coastal Bend, having the opportunity to work with them is in a way trying to reclaim land and space for our people as well. So it's never just one individual fighting one fight. We're all fighting the same thing. We're all trying to just protect our communities, our families, our land, the water, the air.
The truth is the truth.
That's right.
The truth is the truth. And that's all we're saying. That's all we're saying here, is that what is happening in the Hillcrest area, in the Hillcrest neighborhood, is happening all over Texas coast, Louisiana. All that is being taken over. And you know why? Because the people are not being represented. That's why. This is the moment, Corpus, that we have to look deep down and say, if not me, then who?
The historian in me is excited that this is now documented. 10, 20, 50, 100, God willing, 500 years from now are going to be able to use this as a source to understand what was going on here in the coastal bend region of Texas in the first part of the 21st century.
We can be the authority, and we can affect change, and we don't have to rely on people in positions of power, and I don't think we should be so deferential to them. You know, our stories and our experiences are our authority.
I have a question to the director of the documentary. What is the one thing you want the audience to take away?
That really all of us need to start asking these questions. I mean, it's not really good enough for me to, be the only one, or for the people up here to be the only ones in this fight. It's really going to take a concerted effort from all of us.
This might come to a surprise to you, but I'm the father of that amazing young lady down there. Mine isn't a question as much as a statement of appreciation for what you all are doing. Along my military career, I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. So one of the major causes you're speaking on is water. I don't know if you watch the news, but last month I was diagnosed with chronic myelocytic leukemia. And it is a high probability that it's from the Camp Lejeune contaminated water. So the cause that they're speaking on that has hit me pretty dear, I'll never be more amazed in the work that my daughter does than I am right now. Thank you.
I grew up in Hillcrest my whole life, and seeing everything just makes me so angry and emotional, because I saw the streets I grew up in, my friends, and just seeing that neighborhood is no longer, it really impacts me and it hurts me. And what else can we do? What can we do to help?
I think a lot of people are inhibited in terms of taking an action because they are worried that it's not going to be perfect. You know, storytelling and sharing our stories is the way that our species have passed down knowledge. That's been the most important way that we learn our lessons. So just sharing your story is so important, and you don't know what kind of ripple effect that we're going to have.
It's going to take legislation, or we're going to have to lobby our representatives to write a law protecting us against this sort of thing.
I think the three best ways to fight in solidarity with one another as folks who have various theories of change. One, within the system, right? So the legislation, the things you're talking about, rules, permitting. Two, outside of the system, so providing mutual aid to our communities where the state is failing, and against the system. And for legal reasons, I will let you define that how you would like to.
As far as legislation is concerned, it is about local. And in this case, it's in November. You know, as boring as that sounds, it's through voting.
The City Council all got an email this morning about the public showing of this film on March 21st at the Art Museum. I maybe misread it. The tone I got is that the museum director is now kind of hesitant to show that. Contact your city councilman, contact every member of the city council and the mayor and the city manager. Say you want this film shown on March 21st. You want the public to see this, to understand what's been going on here in Corpus Christi the last few decades.
That space that they provide is for the public. Am I not right? We need to take over those spaces. Those spaces belong to the people.
What do y'all think the future of Black and Indigenous solidarity looks like, given that this is now?
Oh, that's what it is. Togetherness, oneness.
Just as human beings, we're connecting in our values for our love of the land, our values for our love of family, our values for the love of working in the earth. And this is how it's starting. This is the foundation. And we keep building, we keep working together, we keep having bigger visions with each other, and we're building something together.
Now, it behooves us to know that we're all in this together. If it was not for those individuals that come before us, we would not be able to stand today. And so those people that are out here today, they're depending on us to stand up for righteousness and justice so that they can see a brighter future.